Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card I have to share with you. It's a full card shaker card. Isn't it cute? And it shakes, as you can see, all these lovely sequins, and really simple to make. This one uses the Snowflake Magic Designer Series paper. It's a speciality paper. You can sort of see it in the background there. It's actually foiled. It's really pretty in real life. The camera doesn't pick it up so well. And then I've stamped you on the front using Stays On black ink. But we're going to do a slightly different variation this time. So I'm going to use the Snowflake Magic paper again. But I'm using a different design. I'm going to use this one here, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this is a great way to use up your packaging. So I save the packaging from my dies and stuff, and then you can reuse it to make the shaker card. And this piece of DSP, Designer Series paper, measures 14.35 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And then I've cut a piece of acetate or packaging that's about, at least a centimeter wider all the way around. And we're just going to, for now, wrap this around our piece of paper. So we're going to need a little bit of tear and tape. So let me get that out. Okay, let's see if we can find the ends here. It's always likes to run away from me. So I'm going to put some on both sides here. I'm going to wrap the sides, and then we're going to wrap and I'm just going to move my grid paper. I think it's going to be easier for me to see on my green cutting mat. So I'm going to take off one of these strips of tear and tape, and then I'm going to wrap just this one side round and fold it down nicely. And then I'm going to take the other backing off. I'm just going to make sure this is all nice and flat. And then I'm going to wrap that one round. So now you can see it's wrapped nicely around. And now I'm going to do the base. So I'm going to get my scissors first. Oops. And I'm just going to cut some of the bulk out. So I'm just going to cut the corners here at an angle. Just take some of the bulk out of the corners. Get rid of that. There was another piece, but it's gone flying. Find it another day. And then I'm going to put some tear and tape again along the base here. And bring back my... I swear there was another piece of plastic, but I don't know where it is. Okay. And then we're going to fold in our base like that. Okay, so now we've got it sealed on three sides and we're ready to do some stamping. So let's get rid of these backings firstly. And I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus just because I find it easier to use for something like this. And I'm going to bring in a magnet. I'm just going to put this somewhere around there, will do perfectly fine. Stamps that I'm going to use is this one called Joy to You. I'm using this sentiment here, sending good tidings in the season of cheer. So let me just try and center that as best as I can. Now on my original, I stamped in black Stays On ink because I couldn't find my white Stays On. I searched high and low and low and high and all over the place. And I could find the ink pad, which is here, but I couldn't find the re-inker. Now every time you use it, you need to re-ink it because it doesn't stay juicy for long, the nature of a white ink pad. Could I find the re-inkers? Not for love nor money. So I gave up and I ordered some new re-inkers. And the minute I ordered, I thought to myself, let me just go and have a look in that one place I already looked that maybe I didn't look properly. And you guessed it, there it was. Luckily I was able to cancel the order, and we now have re-inkers, and we're just going to show you here how to ink up your your ink pad. So I'm just going to ink it up quickly. With some ink. And then I'm just going to use, here I've just got an old Oyster card, but you could use an old credit card, whatever. And I'm just going to use this to work the ink into the ink pad. I just need enough for my one stamping. Okay, if it's not good enough, we can always wipe it up and start again. That's the beauty of stamping with stays on. So let's ink up our stamp, and then down. Give it a really good press. Up. I think I'm going to try it one more time. Yep. Whoopsie daisy. Can't get it up because of the magnet. And there, I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but there you can see. Sending good tidings in the season of cheer. Okay, so then we're just going to put a little cap on our stays on like this. But as I said, you can also use the black stays on to do this. And then the one thing you need to do if you use stays on, you need to clean your stamp straight away. Which is exactly what I'm doing here. Just give it a really good clean. I might even just take a little bit of stamp cleaner here in this bottle and just now you can use stays on cleaner as well on this. I do have some of that, and maybe off camera we'll go and do that as well, but for now that will be okay. I can see I've got, if you have like on my, this is a good idea, if you have like I've got here, I don't know if you can see on my Stamper Artist, I've got some stays on and it's not moving with water. You can just use a bit of rubbing alcohol and put that over the top, and then just use a dry cloth and it will wipe right off and clean up nicely. Perfect. So that's what's great about stays on. If you do make a mistake when you're stamping, if you just take an alcohol wipe, clean it off, it will remove everything off the plastic, and then you can just restamp it without any hassle whatsoever. So there we have our sentiment. I think that looks great. So now we're ready to make a shaker pocket. So I used a variety of different shake elements. The first one I'm going to use here are these iridescent shaker circles. So I'm going to have a nice full pocket. So I'll take a good pinch of these and put those in. Just being very careful as I open things that I don't get bits everywhere, because a nightmare to sequins, as you know, a nightmare to clean up if they spill. Okay, so I've got some of those, and then I added some of these loose silver sequins, and then I have the sequin mix that's been in my stash for so long I don't remember when it entered it. I'm trying to use it up, and it just seems to never be finished. So I'm going to add some of that as well. Why not? And there we have our sequin mix. So now we can put some tear and tape along the top of our card here. There we go. Give it a press down. Do the same thing as before. Take the bulk out of the corners by... Oh, I found that piece of plastic. There we go. Stuck to the scissors. Okay. Let's get rid of all these bits of plastic. And as I said, this is a great way to use up your packaging, so it doesn't just become waste. So now we're going to fold this over. And I should say now while we're doing this, if you're enjoying this project, if you do like this card, please do consider giving it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And also consider subscribing. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Lovely shake elements. Okay. My card base this time, my previous one was Pretty Peacock. This time I've used Lost Lagoon, so now I'm going to stick it down. And again, I think I'm going to use just some tear and tape to stick it down. And if you want to see all the measurements, the supply list, etc., you'll find all of that on my blog post, and you can see it's on my website, and you can find the link to that and all my social media links in the description box below. You can also find the link. I have a Facebook group where excuse me, where we share projects, and there are fortnightly challenges and all sorts of stuff, so do come and check us out. Would love to have you join. Okay, and we've got some tear and tape, and I'm just giving it a press down because tear and tape is double-sided tape, and like all double-sided tape, it's pressure sensitive, so if you give it a burnish, a press down, it's more likely to stick and the backs will come off more easily. Always a good thing. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit funny. In the last week or so I've had what I thought was a cold, but it hasn't developed like a cold at all. And it hasn't been like an infection at all. I think it's more likely an allergic reaction to something. Though what, I don't know. So my voice might sound a bit funny because of that, so I do apologise. Now I have a piece of basic white that measures 14.35 centimetres by 10. And this is just going to be our insert, and then we will be done. So let's place this on the inside here. There you go. There are two cards. So I hope you like the projects. As I said, you'll find everything on the blog post. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.